Hi guys, it's John here from Xpos, and I've got my colleague Jules here with me.
Hi, everybody.
And it's Friday, and we've got this week's Friday freebies. We're going to take a look at selling gift vouchers. So without further ado, I'll just go and start. So gift vouchers then. So first of all, before we start selling our gift vouchers, we need to create a few vouchers in your Xpos system. And to do that, I'm just going to go into the universal search here and look for my voucher settings screen. We can see actually I've already created in my system a few vouchers. I'm going to take you through those vouchers, what each voucher type does, and you can kind of decide yourselves then which one or multiples you would like to use. First of all, I'm going to go in and look at my receipt voucher. Now, to do the set up these vouchers, I just clicked on Add Voucher, which is at the right-hand side here. So voucher name generally, Pro Shop gift voucher, shop voucher, or voucher. As a little tip, in mine, I've put the name of the type of voucher in here. So receipt, email, or pre-printed. The reason I've done that is if you have more than one voucher, for the ease of staff selling the vouchers, it's handy for them to know which one's going to produce a receipt, which one would ask for an email, and which one would ask for a pre-printed code. Little tip there
John,
for
can I
you.
ask a question? Sorry.
Sure, yeah.
What would you recommend having all three voucher types?
You can. I wouldn't. I mean, as most popular for our customers from feedback would be pre-printed. A lot of people have their own vouchers where they enter numbers. They can sort of customize it by putting their company logos on their own copies. Some people have gift cards, but the email voucher has been quite popular of late. The reason the email voucher is great is, which I'll show you a bit later, is that you can customize and put images on, and it is ultimately send an email, so it doesn't cost you any money to print receipts or have some pre-printed vouchers made. So no is the answer. I would probably recommend maybe having one or two. Just keep it simple. Unlike my system, you've got all three. It can start to get a bit complicated. Keep it simple. Ideally one, possibly the two. But no, good question. Thanks, Jules. So brands over here, then we've got the brand. So generally it's the Pro Shops account. So whoever owns the business, it would be your brand. And subgroup, you'll have a subgroup in your system for vouchers. That's for your reporting. And then terms and conditions. So the pre-printed voucher, you would need to have the terms and conditions on that pre-printed voucher. But for the receipt voucher and the email voucher, whatever you type in this pre-printed box will either appear on a receipt when it's printed, or it will show up on the email. And then down the bottom here, I'm just going to select in here my VAT. So VAT on gift vouchers are typically zero VAT in the UK. The reason being is that when the gift voucher is redeemed in the point of sale, the VAT is applied on the purchase of the product. So you're not kind of paying your VAT twice. The voucher is sold without any VAT. Treat it a bit like another form of tender. Then on the right-hand side here, so down the bottom here, we've got voucher types. So we just already spoke about the email, receipt, and pre-printed. So you do need to correspond with what type of voucher you're actually creating here with which box you're ticking on the right-hand side. And then next we've got settings. So under the expiry, I mean, different countries have different rules. I mean, at the moment, sort of 12 months expiry tends to be a UK rate. Over in Ireland, I know there's kind of 5 years. There's kind of no expiry as such. It does go in days, so just keep your eye on that when you are setting this up. And then we've got a couple of extra little additional features here. So fourth receipt print. If you've got your Xpos system set not to print receipts and you feel like you want to give receipts to customers when they're buying a gift voucher, then obviously tick that box and that will always print a voucher off out the till. Obviously, this is a receipt voucher, so this particular voucher would print two receipts, one for the voucher, one for the customer's proof of purchase. And capture customer, so that's a handy one. That one really just means that you have to put a customer's name into the sale, which we would always recommend with vouchers in case somebody lost the voucher. That reason then is that you can actually look at somebody's account roughly for the date maybe they said they purchased the voucher, and you'll be able to look at the report maybe for when that voucher was sold, and then you can get the voucher to be able to redeem it. And then prices, so variable price. So unlike a fixed price item like a sleeve of golf balls or a glove, variable price means that when you put the price in the voucher in the sales screen, you can select the price at the point of sale, which will show you how that works. I've actually set my voucher here from that as a default, so minimum to maximum. So the reason we sort of recommend maximums is in case someone accidentally, the barcode scanner picked up a code of a glove or something in the pro shop, and somehow you manage to put a sale through for some randomly high figure. So putting some minimums and maximums is quite handy. And then down the bottom here, sales channels. So this is more to do with whether you want that the voucher to be visible in the shop or online, or if you've got Xcaddy, if you want it or not in Xcaddy and things like that. Obviously, for something like Xcaddy, it needs to slightly different setup. You need to have like a logo at the top and what have you. But yeah, that's the basic setup here. I'm just going to go out of my one here. Email voucher, the differences with that one, obviously over on the right, we've just, as you can see, email. And also for the email voucher, we've actually added an image. So this was just an image that I grabbed online. There's no set parameters for that image, but you just basically click on the cog, save it. You can maybe save an image to your desktop if you like, and then you can attach it from your desktop or in your file on your computer. Just makes the email voucher look a little bit nicer. And obviously the pre-printed, there isn't any customization as such because that's the voucher that you physically have. So you're going to have all that detail on there. Right then, so we've got some vouchers here that I've got created. We have got a couple of other little features at the top here, little tabs that I will go through a little bit later. But for now, we've got our vouchers created. Just going to show you, if we go into the settings screen, and if we go into advanced here, and I could have actually gone emails and receipts at the top. But if we click on emails and receipts, so you may already be aware of these. So the first one here, you've got email. This tends to be linked with when customers purchase something, they get the photos linked and what have you. You've also got the photos for the statements that get sent. So these are where you can customize the email photo. We used to have the email voucher images in here. And as the eagle eyes would have spotted there now, we've kind of moved that into, let me find the vouchers again, into the voucher defaults up here. So it's got lost there. So this is basically where your vouchers will default. So if we pick in here, voucher. So the idea is it might be that rather than putting individual terms and conditions on your vouchers, if you select the voucher group at the top here and then type in terms and conditions, they will by default then apply to any receipt or email voucher that you have in Xpos. So it might be that you've got a couple of different types. You could just do that there. Okay, so let's go into the sales screen and see what these vouchers, how easy it is to sell these vouchers. So just pop into the sales screen. So first of all, I'm just going to sell a email gift voucher, and I'm just going to pick a customer myself. So for the email voucher, you can see my vouchers here just on the screen. So one thing I did miss there, but I will pick up, is that you do need to set your vouchers as quick keys. Otherwise, they won't show in the sales screen. So that's obviously just in your quick keys, add them individually as vouchers, or you could just add the subgroup for voucher. So a bit like my green fees here, they'll be under one box. Once you tap it, you'll see all three vouchers there. So email voucher. Now, the first screen we see with an email voucher is the value screen. So this is the amount of the voucher. So I'm just going to do £100 here. Now, on the next screen here, we've got the customization for that email voucher. So if you have, like myself, chose a customer and they've got an email address on their account, you can tick this little box at the top, and that will instantly put any email address that's against that account into the email sender's details. By all means, if they wanted it sent somewhere else, don't tick that box and just put in the email address the person asks you to send it to. And then we can just pop in a message here. So who you're sending it to, and let's pop a little message in here. Might be a little birthday message, could be any sort of message, maybe a congratulations one or what have you, or happy retirement, whatever message you put, a little bit of customization in there for you. And there we go, we've got a £100 voucher. So I'm just going to press pay, and I'm just going to put this through as a card sale. There we go, and that is how easy it is to sell an email voucher. I'm just very briefly going to take you through the other two voucher sales, and then we'll
John,
have a look at.
can I ask the question?
Oh, sorry. No, go on. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Can you sell two vouchers at once?
Perfect. Yeah, no, let's do that actually now then. So let's do the pre-printed voucher for that. So good question there, Jill. So a lot of the time you might get a golf club buy vouchers on the pro shop for prizes, or you might get somebody buy a bulk, for sort of for competitions and things like that. Maybe somebody's buying for. So to do that then, so I've just tapped the pre-printed voucher. So on the right-hand side, I'm going to put a value in. So say I've got two £50 vouchers. So they're pre-printed. They're both separate vouchers, but both have two £50 values, so £100 total. Over on the left-hand side, I'm going to put my number in. And there we go. Now that's the first voucher. Now you simply, exactly like a product, when there's two different types of products, you would actually go back in and you would do the value again of whatever this voucher was, the second voucher. And I'm just going to put in my next code. So, oh, oops, didn't do that very well, did I actually? Let's go back. On the left-hand side here. And I'll put my code in. So I've got two different vouchers here with different codes, both for the same value. So I've got £100 here. So that's, to answer your question there, we've got the two different vouchers. And then let's just put these through. There we go. Just to finish up there, Jules, we'll just do the last one, which is the receipt voucher. Obviously, you need a receipt printer for this one, obvious point, but tap receipt voucher. This one will just accept the value. So this one's £75. And we'll just pop that one through. You can see with the receipt one, to be fair, it is the simplest one because it literally just goes straight through your receipt printer. And obviously on that receipt, it will just have your company details like a standard receipt. It's just, it will say gift voucher in the center with the value and then any terms and conditions at the bottom. Right, let's just have a look then. So I should have had my email voucher. This is where we see if everything's worked as should. Should have had my receipt email voucher sent to me now. So I'm just going to actually tidy this up a bit. And on the screen here, you'll see that it's gone to, obviously I've just got, because it's my system, it's just got my name in here and my golf club. You'll have your business details for yours at the top. That image that I sent over, and then you've got the type of voucher, the value of that email voucher. And then down the bottom of the screen here, then I've got a barcode, which is what you guys are going to be zapping to redeem this voucher. It will have a voucher code as well. And down the bottom, then it's got your expiry date and any terms and conditions. So as you can see, that sent pretty quickly after the sale. Nice and simple, easy to do. So how do you redeem your vouchers then? So let's have a little look at the email voucher then. So let's see, have a little redeeming. So this voucher, let's do a first scenario then. So this scenario is just a customer wanting to redeem that voucher against maybe some goods in the pro shop. So let me just have a little look. Select a bag here. So customers come in and they want to use that £100 email voucher against part of the goods. So for that one, just going to check my voucher. I was going to just press pay. Sorry, just apologies here, but I'm going to move my screen out of the way. So press pay. Now, first of all, you've got this little voucher box. If you tap on that, and then we're in this screen here, and then I've actually got to scan the barcode on my voucher, he says. Now, as long as we've set your scanners up for you, your vouchers will automatically appear in the box. Being very efficient, I haven't done that on mine, but it will actually appear like that. So if you find your voucher code is stuck at the top, give us a call and we'll help you with that. It just needs a little tab that allows the voucher to just appear on the screen. Now to put that voucher, to take the voucher, add it to the sale, you simply would tap on the voucher and that instantly has added the voucher in, and we can see now we've just got £89.99 left to pay. So the customer can choose the second payment method. And that's it, there we go. So that's the email voucher. Receipt voucher, I haven't got a receipt sort of printer with me, but I'll just give you a good scenario here. So if you do ever get a point where maybe a customer has lost the receipt, but they know the date and time and value of the voucher, so you're confident that you're happy that that voucher's the customer's, you could actually search. If we go into reports here, and down the bottom you've got vouchers and third-party payments and voucher sales and redemptions. This report will show you a list of all the vouchers that have ever been processed within your business. So if we have a look in here, I'm just going to have a look for the voucher there. So I'm just going to go to the very end of mine and right at the bottom. So the very end, I'll have the latest date. You can obviously use the filters by all means at the top if you want to narrow it down. But I can see in here, receipt voucher sale there, which was the £75 one I sold. I'm going to click that little blue hyperlink. So it pops up on here. And then now there's a little tip, just double tap and Control and C just to copy. Now for that voucher in the sales screen, so just the scenario here, maybe a member or customer's got a customer account, member's got a customer account and they ask to put the voucher onto their account. So let's do that this time. So what you actually do this time is for putting a voucher on an account, you actually create a account credit for the value of the voucher. So if you've got more than one voucher, it'll be the total value of all combined. If you've only got one, like I have, £75. So we're going to do an account credit for the value. And then press pay. And we're simply going to use the voucher as the method of payment for that. So we'll pop our code in. Obviously, if the customer hasn't lost the receipt and they give you a receipt, you would just zap the barcode at that point on the receipt, a bit like the email voucher. And then we're just going to tap on the voucher. The sale has actually completed because the value is, the value paid is matches because so that's it, sale done already. So you want to start a new sale. So a couple of little tips before I just show you the pre-printed redemption. If a customer ever queries the value of a voucher, so you can actually use this check voucher box on this sales listing screen here. So if you pop in and put in the voucher code or scan a barcode, I'm going to put one of these pre-printed codes in, then you'll actually get the voucher value pop up with any expiry date that you've got. If you accidentally pop in a voucher that the customer says, I don't know if this voucher's been redeemed or not, and you pop a code in like I've just done for that receipt voucher. Now, because this voucher has been redeemed already, the screen is blank, and it's basically because it is no longer a live voucher. So if you ever get that, then you can always have a look in your reports and you'll be able to see, which I'll just show you a moment, that that voucher has been redeemed. So if we just go again into my report, if I go to the very end, we should now see that the current balance is 0 on that £75 voucher. Just from that one as well, actually, a little mention. If we go back to our voucher settings, these extra tabs I mentioned to you about. So where would you use these tabs? So if you go into sold vouchers, this will actually give you, again, a list like the reporting. It will give you a list of all the vouchers processed in your system. But this is actually quite key for if you've got a voucher. I'll give an example or scenario. Customer hasn't played golf for a long time. Maybe they've been in hospital or just been away and the voucher has expired, but you actually think, do you know what, I should still honor that voucher. You have got a little archive button here. So if you click on archive, you'll get a list of all the vouchers in. So I can see this voucher here is actually an archive voucher. And if you edit the voucher, you will be able to, if you change the date to a date in the future and then press save, that voucher will then actually be live again. So if I pop that in for this particular one, let me just change the dates to a little bit. Just check, you might want to change it for a few months or something, but if I save that voucher now, that voucher is now active again, so that can be redeemed. Likewise, if you notice a voucher that is currently live with a balance on it, and maybe it shouldn't be for some reason, then you could actually edit the voucher and change the date to the date in the past. When you save that, that would then archive that voucher. So that's just a little tip from you if you maybe realize the voucher's been archived because it's expired. You can still redeem it, but you just need to go into the sold vouchers report. Okay, so the final one just to show you guys today then is the how to redeem a pre-printed voucher then. So that's the final one here. So let's pop in. So this time we've got 2 of these vouchers here. So this I did mention earlier about we obviously sold the 2 vouchers with 2 separate codes. So you can also redeem multiple vouchers in one go as well, something that you couldn't do in previous versions of Xpos. So previously you'd have had to redeem one, then a second one. So a lot of the time people have had to maybe put them on someone's account one by one to then be able to buy goods with the vouchers. little bit of a pain and long-winded. Whereas now you can actually put the both vouchers in one transaction. So I'm going to use an account credit again for this one and pop in customer here. So just going to do a credit. As I mentioned earlier, the credit will be the total value of all the vouchers combined. So credit account. So I've got two £50 vouchers. So I'm going to do £100 credit. Press pay. Now the first voucher I'm going to pop in. And then we've still got a £50 balance outstanding. So nice and simple. Press on voucher again. And let's put in the next code. And there we go. So we've now just redeemed both vouchers really, really simply in one transaction. So that brings us to the end of voucher selling and redeeming. There is one more type of voucher in Xpos I'll very briefly mention just to finish up here. And this is third-party vouchers as such. So third-party voucher is a voucher where you haven't actually sold that voucher in your business, but you're accepting it. So it might be that you've got a GUI voucher, Golf Union voucher, where your member wins a prize somewhere from a different golf course. Or maybe your golf club you've agreed with them to accept vouchers where people have joined the club and they've got an incentive of a join-in voucher of £50 to be redeemed in the pro shop. So those vouchers won't actually have been sold in the pro shop, but you still need to or wish to accept them. So for those ones, we're just going to go in here to sales. At the top here, we've got third-party payment providers. Now, this obviously covers lots of different payments. You can see in my system, I've got a GUI voucher, but I'm actually just going to do a membership voucher or something here. So add a third party. It might be a join in £50. Let me do. It might be like a new join-in fee, £50. You know, members paid a year's membership up front for that. The golf club issue vouchers, and you said you'll redeem them. So the reference here, this is just whether or not you want to put a reference in or not. I'm going to put optional. Now, vouchers typically come under non-bankable. Bankable would be things like cash, card, backs, check. Non-bankable would be things like a gift voucher or an account debit. So we're going to leave that box unticked. Then payment rules. So we're just going to tick yes here. And the payment rules, as you're hopefully already aware, this is where you can decide what businesses you want your voucher to be used against or payment to be used against. So for me, this is only going to be used in the pro shop. So I've just ticked in pro shop here. So I'm not allowing customers to use it against the golf club, which gives me a lot of control there. How does that voucher work? So customer wants to come in, and let me just pop an item in. I'll just get them. I'll tell you what, I'll just do something nice and simple here. So customer comes in, maybe they've got a £20 voucher or something, or do we say they're 50? Actually, let's pop a few more items in and get it up to the value there. There we go. So we've got a £50 voucher for joining. We will see over on the right-hand side here, we've got the join-in £50 voucher. So it's nicely appeared straight away. So we're going to press that button. Now, at the top, this is where you could put a little reference of the member's name or any reference you want to put. And I've accidentally put the whole thing through, which is very good to show you there, but I should have actually changed the value to the value of the voucher. That's a good one, Jules, isn't it there?
It is, yes. Good one, John.
Good to show you. So we could actually, in my defense here, we could use reverse a sale and pop that through. What do I want to do here? Right, we'll do that very quickly again. Hopefully, guys, that shows you that we can all make mistakes and how quick it is to rectify that mistake. So let me try that one again then. So there we go. So it's just a £50 voucher on here. So, oops. So this is the key bit here then. So enter in the value of what the customer's given you first is probably the key thing here. Let me pop this in this time. So customer's name, enter the value. So key there, because obviously otherwise it'll go through like mine did against the total value. And then we've now got just a remaining balance. So I'll just pop that through here.
Right, that's a good one.
There we go. Didn't intend to do that on purpose, but there we go. Got it. very, very briefly, just to finish up then. So your golf club maybe want a report to see, because you're going to get a back payment from them, and they want a list of all those vouchers that you've been redeeming over the last few months or a certain period. If you pop into reports here, above the voucher one, you've got a third-party payment report. So in this report, it's got a nice little filter here where you can actually select. So if I put a longer date range in here, I'd have probably lots of different vouchers, but you can just select from your list which voucher you want to view. And then you can set your date range, and it'll show you all of the vouchers that have been used and the references for what members have actually had. You can obviously even see my mistake on there. But the golf club then can see that they owe that outstanding funds to you, potentially backs it over to you. So that brings me to the end of the session today, guys. Hopefully you can see lots of different ways to sell your vouchers, how easy it is to create your vouchers, how simple it is to sell them, and also how effortless it is to redeem them. Any questions, Jules, from yourself? Or I think we're probably covered them all, haven't we?
I think you have covered them on. My last one was just to confirm customization for vouchers. So definitely you can include a picture, name of your golf club.
Yeah, so sorry, just probably skipped over that a little bit quick, really. Yeah, so if we go into your email voucher, we can see on mine, but yeah, you've got everything on the right-hand side here. You've got your photo, so you can add an image, and then you've got your terms and conditions, which I would enter in for each individual voucher, because you might have, I mean, voucher lessons are quite popular, where vouchers can only be redeemed on lessons with the pros, so you could actually state that in this voucher. So yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jules, for your questions. And guys, hopefully you, like you say, you'll get some good benefits this week, and hopefully you guys will be busy, and we'll see you on the next Friday Freebie.